I've cut NBA players, top fighters, and high-status clients, all without prior connections. I built a high-ticket barbering business, charging $250 per cut and making $25K per month. And by the end of this video, you will know how to land your first celebrity client without needing connections. The same strategies helped Brooklyn went from cutting in the hood of South Africa, being booked out 6 weeks in advance when more than doubling his prices and cutting major YouTubers. Or Faisal, who went from a university graduate to the go-to barber for top rappers and elite athletes. First, I'll show you how landing a high-status client can instantly boost your business. Then I'll break down the DM strategy that gets celebs to choose you. Let's dive into it. In barbering, trust is everything. The more trust you build, the easier it is to get booked and raise your prices. When regular clients see that you're cutting celebrities or high-status people, they don't just assume that you're good. They assume that you're the best option. Why? Because proof beats promotion. That high-status client actively chose that barber. If an NBA player or influencer trusts you, they think, man, that guy's haircut is obviously more important than mine. So if he trusts that barber, I definitely can too. And it doesn't have to be an A-list celebrity. It can even just be someone that's popular within your city or has a name within your city. That can still give you the same effect. And oftentimes I used to think like, man, I'm not trying to be a fanboy chasing clout, or I don't really care about fame. I just want to make money, right? I'm a passionate barber. I don't want to be going out there breaking my back, trying to like do all this to become a celebrity barber. And being a celebrity barber shouldn't be the goal. This isn't about chasing fame. It's about strategic positioning to build authority and demand faster. High status clients aren't about flexing. They're about leverage. If people with influence trust you, your perceived value of your service skyrockets. And another point is that one cut, landing it, can be an asset for life, right? It can give you years of marketing content. And if you stay to the end, I'll show you exactly how to film and create content. Once I show you how to get that celeb in your chair, it isn't just about taking a photo with them and like a quick video and call it a day. It's a business asset that works for you. That's why this technique is called borrowed authority. Most barbers think that you need connections or clout to cut celebrities, but that's just not true. You need the right strategies to get noticed. This is where the DM formula comes in. Most barbers send the wrong message or never get reply. Why? Because they make it inconvenient. Like they say things like when texting them, they say, hey man, pull up to my shop, I got you. Or they sound like a fan instead of like a professional. Bro, it'd be an honor to cut you. Like they're fanboying, right? Or sending like long, unreadable message. These guys don't have time. These guys are super busy. But when you position yourself as valuable, direct, and convenient, you stand out instantly. So here's the right way to do it. I'm gonna get my phone. So if I go into my phone right now, you'll be able to see that, go to the request. This is where all the like messages go when someone doesn't follow you, right? That celebrity doesn't follow you. And in this request folder, it shows a preview of that text. So let's count how much words there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another one is like around 5. Next one is around 7. So 5 to 7 words is the first impressions that only show when you message them, right? So this first few words is very important. A bad example of like the page is like, yo bro, I'm a barber, check out my page. Instead, you want to hook them just like how you would hook them in a piece of content. You would say, best barber in insert your city, available, some emojis. So that message hooks them, and then you can do a space and say, welcome to Melbourne, bro. I'd love to provide you with a cut for the reason why they're in the town. I do house calls with all the gear bought to you, nothing required on your end. How does Wednesday or Thursday sound? When you do that, it sounds direct, no fluff, is just value. It removes all the friction because they don't have to think. They can just select about the time as well. They're like, okay, Wednesday or Thursday, right? They just select it. So when you should utilize this is when celebs are in town. Stay updated on who's visiting your city. Maybe clients may tell you, they're coming, yeah, bro, I'm seeing this for this tour. So if an artist is on tour, message them. Say like, hey man, saw that you're in Melbourne. If you need a clean cut, I got you. It's simple, direct, position it as value. So this is exactly what I did for John Haggerty. You guys probably seen clips of his opponent. He's like, guy getting beat up, just stands still, unfazed. His opponent is John Haggerty. He's the world champion of one championship. And one championship is basically UFC's competitor, right? It's like Asia's UFC. And I did this exact same approach and he gave me a reply. So this is him right here. Yeah, he actually even followed me back, which is pretty cool. And this is him. So I said, I'll be there for hammers, bro. I'll be there at the gym. Let me know if you need a cut as well. We teared it up, showed the time, boom. Made it happen in just one message, right? So just like that. And you can also do this when you're traveling, right? If you're visiting an area where you know there's a celebrity in town or that area, you can DM that person before you even land. You can even use tagging them on your story as well, because they're super more likely to actually click your story and see it. Because I actually talked with Alex Hamosi. He actually told me that like people who people always tag him in the story, he always looks at it because it's like right there. Like if you see the story mentioned right here, you'll be able to see like people that mention you, you always click that. I actually did the same thing with John Haggerty, and you'll be able to see that like up here, I said John Haggerty coming to Melbourne because I was a big like Muay Thai fan, right? I'm a fighter as well. So I did that, and then he got the message because he looked at it. It's just being able to position yourself to being seen. It's not like, oh yeah, bro, I'm trying to chase, right? You're trying to position yourself to leverage that. So one mistake barbers make is that sounding too much like a fan instead of professional. Celebrities, they get fan messages all day long. All they need is they need a service, not another fan interaction. Just say, hey man, I'm in town and I have worked with top clients. I'd love to set you up with a fresh cut while you're here. Treat it like a human. So look, you have to create these opportunities for yourself. Too many barbers wait for some big break thinking that a celebrity would walk into their shop, but that's just not how it works. At the start of getting your name out there, you need to create those opportunities for yourself. This isn't just a one-shot thing either. It's a numbers game. Not every celebrity will reply, let's be honest, and that's fine. But the more that you put yourself out there, the more chances you create. You get more lucky by taking more shots. And remember, you don't need an A-list celebrity. Even someone that's well-known, athlete, a well-known figure in your city can build your authority just as fast. Why? Because people around the local actually know them, which brings more eyes to your shop name. So don't overthink it, just shoot your shot and make it happen. Through this, you get them to be intrigued, click on your message, and guess what's next? They're clicking on your profile to see what you're actually about, right? Which leads me perfectly into my next point. Instagram is like your resume. And if your page looks low quality, cluttered, unprofessional, they won't reply. Simple as that. So some must-haves that you gotta have on your Instagram is high quality showcases, crispy, well-lit haircut videos, strong thumbnails so that it shows your work and it needs to pop instantly, right? Authority building content, such as like 5-star reviews in your highlights, shows that people actually value your service. So think of it like your portfolio. Your portfolio matters more than your DM game. You could send like the perfect message and use this DM formula, but if your IG is weak, it won't matter. Think of it like wrapping a golden foil around a piece of turd. The packaging might look premium, but the second they check to see what's inside, it's trash. They're gone. The same thing with your portfolio. If your work doesn't back up the DM formula, the message, you've already lost them. A good DM gets them curious, but your portfolio is what proves your worth and makes them book. So your goal isn't to just beg for a shot. It's to be seen as a professional who delivers quality and convenience. When a celeb or any high status client sees your page, they should immediately think, this barber knows what they're doing. I trust them. Look, because if you're asking for high status opportunities, your portfolio better match the level you're trying to reach. Now they see a fire portfolio and they may ask, how much is it? Here's the truth. The goal isn't about the money. It's about positioning yourself to attain leverage. So how much should you charge for this type of cut? The thing is that you're not cutting high status clients to make a quick buck. You're doing it to build long-term authority and position yourself for bigger opportunities. The biggest mistakes that I see barbers make is that barbers trying to charge crazy high prices upfront and scaring off the opportunity. Instead, you can even just stick to your regular house call price. Or what I like to do is, it's simple, 1.5 times to 2.5 times of your usual rate. For example, if your price is $50, 1.5 times that, $75 minimum, right? 2.5 times that, do the math. Why? Because the real value isn't in the payment. It's in the content credibility and the trust that you gain from being attached to their brand. And here's the bonus. High status clients usually tip well anyways. So don't overthink the price. Make it about the long-term leverage. Now that you've set up the time and the appointment with the celebrity is coming up, you're cutting a high status client, bro. You can't just let that moment pass. You need content that works for you forever. So imagine landing a perfect opportunity and the only proof that you have is a blurry video of them wasted. So I'm gonna show you how to get a videographer and capture that moment the right way. So the best way is hire a videographer, and that is going to be through Upwork. So I'm gonna walk you through it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go onto upwork.com and you're gonna search up videographer, and let's say you're in Chicago, and you'll be able to see here, right? You can get a quality videographer for like $100 an hour, right? It'll be like 60 to 150 an hour, depending on your budget. But what you wanna do, and it's very easy, you just click post your job and boom, I already messaged them, and you can just message them a bunch, they will reply to you, and you just select the best one. And your goal is to get B-roll footage and repurpose that content forever. What does that mean? B-roll footage is basically shots of you cutting them, really. And you can use that content like wherever. You can use that for your profile picture, you can use that for your booking site, you can use that for normal reels. And if your budget is tight, bring a friend with videography experience and give them a message. And I remember when I paid like $500 for one short form, it was like 30 seconds for my first NBA client, right? His name is Marquise Bolden. He plays for Utah Jazz. Right now he's in like the box, and I literally broke even. But that piece of content got me so much business that it was worth it, because it brought me business over a long period of time, even though like I broke even. Some ideas to record the content is that you can just have a cinematic reel, and I can show you it as well, like what my one kind of looked like, right? So you can get like a before and after transformation, you know, hook people visually, capture a quick video of him reacting to the cut, right? Asking how it was. If he says good things about it, which you give him a quality service, then that adds social proof. It shows that, damn, the celebrity is saying good things about my cut. So that adds trust up, increases social proof, and overall makes your service positioned for people to come book with you. So the takeaway of this is that you're not just cutting a high ticket client, you're creating a marketing asset that brings you endless new clients for years to come. Now, landing these type of clients is powerful. It gives you instant authority and people automatically trust your skills more. But here's the cold truth. Celebrity cuts won't keep your books full forever. What happens after one cut? Yes, for the next month or week, you get traction, but clout doesn't pay your bills. Consistent flow of clients do. Social media views and followers mean nothing if you can't turn them into paying clients. Even if a celebrity posts you, it won't matter if you don't have a system to attract demand every single day. That's why so many barbers stay broke with big names on their portfolio or become one-hit wonders with a viral post that never convert into long-term success. If you're charging $40 a cut and you don't know how to turn status into demand, you always rely on luck, trends, busy seasons instead of you controlling your own growth. And most barbers don't fail because of skill, they fail because they don't know how to turn skill into income. You're grinding 10-hour days, but your books aren't full. You're stuck charging $30 to $50 a cut while others are charging $100 for a work. You're posting on social media, but clients aren't booking. This is why so many barbers stay stuck at low prices. They've never learned how to attract premium clients, build demand, and raise their worth. And that's not their fault. No one has shown them. That's why I put together a completely free 2-hour course breaking down the exact blueprint to building a fully booked high-ticket barbering business right here for free on YouTube. Inside, you'll learn how to attract high-paying clients, how to raise your prices without losing clients or your income. Just click right here to watch it next, and I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this, like, comment what you thought, subscribe because I post free barbering game, and I'll see you in this video right here.